Alright, so welcome to Life with Katie. Welcome. So I guess this will be my psych ward update. So for those of you who know or have been following me, know that I did have sepsis, and about a month after, not even a month after of getting out of the hospital, over a month of after a month of having sepsis and being back into my routine and like getting everything situated back mentally and physically, I got blackout drunk like every day for a week, maybe longer. I don't even know. I just know I was getting blackout drunk for a very long time, every day. And one day I got in an argument with somebody about something I don't even know. And for those of you who know me, know that like I struggle with self-harm. Sorry, it's really hot. I do struggle with self-harm, and I have since I was 13. And prior to this, I had almost a year clean under my belt, and I relapsed, and that was hard. So this particular night, I got in an argument with somebody, and I found a razor blade, and I used it and put a pretty decent sized gash in my leg that should have got stitches, but I waited too long to get stitches and got scolded by the hospital lady for that, of course. And it was funny but not funny, like funny, not funny, haha, funny like what the fuck. I went to the hospital to get stitches the day after I had done it because obviously I was blackout drunk and I barely remember doing it, let alone like not in my right mind to go get stitches. So I have to wait for a ride to go get stitches, and then I go, and they're like, well, how did this happen? And I'm like, oh, I was drunk and I fell on a TV stand. No second guesses, no questions about that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Like, and I'm thinking, like, don't be sorry, I did it to myself, but like, I'm not gonna outright say that because I'll get Baker acted again. So after that, I went home, got drunk again, and tried to OD on my antipsychotics because I didn't want to be alive. And I did that, and my therapist was basically like, I could Baker Act you and you could go back to live stream, which I've been to live stream when I was Baker Acted in the past. After Olivia passed away, I was Baker Acted for trying to OD at that time as well. And I hated live stream. I hated every second of it. So I was like, please don't send me there. Please don't send me there. Please don't send me there. She said, your other option is to go voluntarily and sign yourself in Marion County, which is Ocala. And I said, okay, fine. Like, I will go sign myself in. Like, please don't send me the live stream. So I go sign myself in, and like they do like the whole admission thing, and it's like, well, why do you want to check in, and why blah, blah, blah. I want to kill myself. Oh yeah, you can't go home. And then it's very fast from there, or it was for me. Like for other people, they sat in there for hours and hours. For me, like I was in there not even an hour, like while they got all my paperwork ready. But I was the only one in there. Like there was nobody else in admissions with me at that time. I guess other people like had other people in there with them, not me. So a couple of things from the psych ward. Some funny things, some sad things, some things that were a fucking joke. I guess I'll just start. It was like they put you in this room and they strip you down and they have to do a body check and count every tattoo, every scar, every injury on you, just to document that, like, oh, we didn't hurt you while you were in here, or like if you do get hurt, you know, they have evidence of like, well, I was in there before, you know, what's going on. So they did all that, and then they put me in my room, and like I switched out between like 2 different roommates until I finally got a roommate who stuck. And at first, my third roommate, she came in the middle of the night, bro. And I did not want a roommate, especially not in the middle of the night. And on top of me getting a roommate in the middle of the night, she was not having a good time. And I didn't know what was going on. I just knew I was sleeping and I got woke up. And next thing I know, she's at the phone, screaming on the phone, screaming down the halls at the text. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, you gave me a crazy one. Like, I just want to go to sleep. God, please. And the next day I woke up and we actually started talking. And she had just lost her 20-year-old daughter not even a month ago. And, you know, my sister who passed away was 20 as well, so we really bonded over that. We really grieved a lot in there, and we helped each other a lot, and it helped each other grow and process and just do the hard things that we had to do in there, because I don't know if you've ever been to a psych ward, but don't go, because it is not for the weak, okay? Like, it's hard. So we'll call her T. And she is amazing. We've been talking every day since we've been out, and like we just try to help each other, lift each other up, you know. And like for everyone who's like, oh, don't make friends in the psych ward, like, okay, first of all, I can't make friends anywhere else. I don't make friends. It just doesn't happen for me. But I do make friends in the psych ward. Every time I go to the psych ward, I make friends, and like, I mean, they haven't been lifelong friendships. Like, I'm not gonna say I still talk to the people I was in the psych ward with the last 2 times. But like the connections that I made this time in the psych ward were like God sent these people into my life. And like there's little signs from each of them that like I know, like, okay, I was meant to meet this person. So for her it was her daughter, and then there's 3 other people I got really close to. One of them, 2 of them I haven't heard back from yet. One I was supposed to hear from and I haven't, and I am trying not to lose my shit. But it's hard. I mean, oh yeah, and I was gonna say, also, if you can't make friends in the psych ward, there's something wrong with you, because that's the place. We're also transparent in there. We're also open. We're also honest. We're also raw. We're also vulnerable. Like, if I can't handle someone in the psych ward, then I don't deserve to handle them out here. Like, I just don't. Like, if I could be your friend in the psych ward when you're at your lowest, when you're going through withdrawals, when you're wanting to die, then I can be your friend and cheer you on when we get out and we're doing this shit together. Like, and that's just how I look at it. Like, don't come at me for making friends in the psych ward, because I really don't care what your opinion is. I met some of the best people I've ever met in the psych ward. So, come at somebody else. And then a couple of funny things is like, so this one day we're in group in the day room, and like the couch, there's like one couch against the wall and then one couch, or not couch, but like chairs, but they're all like smushed together. And we're all looking, and T looks at me and she goes, is she doing what I think she's doing? And I look out the window to the outside, the area, which is like fenced in, like real high fenced in. And I look, and one of the techs has got this girl by her calves, pulling her out from under the fence. So we lost our outside time for 3 days. And then after that 3 days was up, they let the first group outside, and she was in the first group, and she tried it again. And then we lost her outside time again. And I'm just like, bro, like, why would you let her back outside if she tried it the first time? Like, what the fuck? So that was pretty funny. And then the day before I left, it was pretty funny because they kept turning the phones off. I'm like, I need to use the phone. Well, the phone has to be off. Well, why? Oh, because that girl in the orange keeps calling the cops. Imagine being in a psych ward, you want to leave so bad that you call the cops to come get you out. Like, not me, bro. I was just biding my time, doing everything right, trying to get out the right way. And like, now that I'm out, I'm like, wow, they really should not have released me. But that's a subject for another day. And then there's someone I really cared for in there. We'll call him S, because I don't want to get like too personal and like put everyone's business out there. But I really felt for him. Like my heart hurt for him. And we tried to help each other, like we did. We helped each other a lot while we were in there. And I haven't heard from him since I got out, and it's a little it's disheartening, but I know, like, God, and like I knew I was meant to meet him because the song, we had a music therapy one day and we all got to go around and pick a song that we wanted to listen to because like we couldn't listen to music in there, and the song that he picked was called Born and Raised by John Mayer, and I liked that song so much, so I wrote it in my journal to look up when I was on the flip side. So I looked it up when I got out here, and on my app it took me to the album first, and then I had to look for the song, and the song right before the song that he had picked is called Something Like Olivia. Now, for those of you who know me, know my best friend that passed away, her name is Olivia. So that was like, okay, God, like I was meant to meet this boy, like what the hell, like, okay. And I've been wanting to tell him that. And then there was this other guy who said like he could get me weed or whatever, and I got out and I texted him and he called me a fat fucking cunt because he was mad that I got close to S. But like, I think it's so funny. The old me would have been like, I'm so ugly, like what did he call me that for? But to like getting out and having a new perspective on life is like, wow, that's really funny. Like, I can't believe he called me that. Like, how butthurt do you have to be to call me a fat fucking cunt after we're not together? Like, I don't know what your problem is, but yeah, I'm just laughing about it now. But, and then, there was this older gentleman, we'll call him Jay, and he, they didn't have Bibles in there, which was really weird, but they had, like, the book of Psalms. And I hate the book of Psalms. Like, sorry, God, I love you. But I don't like reading the book of Psalms over and over and over and over and over again. It's just, if I picked a book in the Bible, that would not be the one that I would pick. And so he had a Spanish Bible because I wasn't allowed to bring my Bible because it was a hardback and not a softback. And so he had a Spanish Bible, so me, Jay, and T would sit in the hallway in the floor and we would read the Spanish Bible, and then we would read a verse in Spanish and then he would correct us when we said it wrong, or and then he would go on and tell us what it meant in English. So I have a bunch of pages of just like Spanish Bible verses written down, and I think that's really cool. And then another thing that was really cool, one day we all just got to pick a worship song on the TV, a worship song, and we were all in the day room worshiping, praising God, listening to church sermons. Like, I don't know if you've been to a psych ward, but that doesn't happen. You don't find God in a psych ward usually. I'm not gonna say it can't happen or it doesn't happen, but I'm just saying in my past 2 experiences that has never ever happened. And we just had such a good group, such a good unit. Like, it was just, God knew where I needed to be when I needed to be there. And it's just getting out and, like, navigating the real world and, like, being okay with being alive. And some days it's really hard. And then even, like, the whole sober thing, like, I'm not good at being sober. And that's something I've been having to practice and work on every day, all day, every day. And I'm working on it, but it's a little hard, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. So yeah, if you have any questions about my time in the psych ward or about my childhood or about my adult life, or if any questions at all that I can answer, just leave them in a comment or DM me. If you have my number, good. If not, leave a comment. And if you can give me any advice on my friend who I haven't heard from, or if you know anything about him, please reach out to me, because I'm going to give myself a heart attack if I don't hear from him by the 14th. And if I don't hear from him by the 14th, then he's gone to where I know he's going to go do things that I know he shouldn't be doing. And it's his prerogative. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, don't do that. I'm just saying, like, let me know you're okay. At least, like, if you can't be my friend, at least be like, listen, like, it's too much for me. Like, the way you care is too intense. Like, and I can't. Like, or I don't want to drag you down. Or whatever. Everyone's telling me all these thoughts. Like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Like, if you know for sure about us, like, or if it's you and you're listening, like, I love you. Like, please, just call me. Alright, anyway, that concludes Life with Katie on the psych ward. So, love that. Bye, guys.